Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Recover Alaska's First Taste, a monthly series normalizing sober and sober-curious lifestyles through candid conversations and taste testing mocktails handcrafted by bartenders who can make more than just a cocktail. I'm your host, Justin Williams from Justin's Alaska Eats, where I eat stuff, doesn't matter. What matters is who I'm here with today, Mr. Lance Johnson. How are you doing today, sir?
Hey, Justin, I'm doing great. I appreciate being back on First Taste this month. For those who didn't see it last time, my name's Lance Johnson, and I am originally from Virginia, been in Nome, Alaska for the last 16, almost 17 years as the Administrative Director for Behavioral Health Services at Norton Sound Health Corporation. I'm really happy to be on here.
And we are so happy to have you. Miss Tiffany, hello, how you doing?
Hi, Justin. My name is Tiffany Webb. I'm from Dillingham, Alaska, and I'm a Chogoyong tribal member. Right now, I'm recording from Anchorage, and I just want to acknowledge the land of the Dina Inna people here. And my role right now is the Opioid Overdose Prevention Coordinator at BBHC, Bristol Bay Area Health Corporation.
Right on. We're so happy to have you, Tiffany. Your earrings are fierce. Let's just get that out of the way. They're beautiful. Miss Emily Green, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Justin. Hi, everybody. Coming to you from Williwaw Social up here in the Speakeasy. I am a local bartender, operations manager at Williwaw Social. I'm sober AF since April of 2018, and I'm ready to get started on making some spirit-free cocktails for everybody.
Spirit-free and zero proof. I'm super excited. I don't know if you guys knew, but here in Anchorage, it was snowing a little bit earlier. It's very polarizing precipitation. Either run and hide and cry, or go outside and dance and celebrate because Christmas is coming. Regardless of how you feel, the holidays are coming, or here, depending on how much you like Mariah Carey. And that means we're going to be eating way too much food and opening way too much presents. And if you're into Cyber Monday and Black Friday, buying way too many presents. Unfortunately, sometimes that means we can overindulge in drink as well. So in this episode of First Taste, we want to discuss the importance of mindful drinking. And we're going to be tasting our drink of the month. Miss Emily, I'll let you take it from here. Can you tell us what in the world we are drinking today and how in the world do we make it?
All right, today we're going to be making a spicy pineapple no-garita. That no stands for no alcohol. If you are a drinker and you're watching this with a sober friend, you're welcome to add tequila to this. It's not going to change the profile of the cocktail, but let's get going on that cocktail. What you're going to need is a shaker. I like to use tin on tin. You can actually just stir it, or on this one, just put it in a glass and give a little swirl. It's not a big deal. It's not going to change too much of the cocktail. So I threw about halfway full of ice into my shaker. And then we're going to start with 3 ounces of pineapple juice, a half ounce of orange juice, a half ounce of fresh squeezed lime juice, a half ounce of spirit-free triple sec. Now don't get, I guess, bamboozled or fooled or confused, because the triple sec bottles, the ones for spirit-free versus the ones for ones with alcohol in them, they look a lot alike. So the best way to avoid that is that you can buy triple sec in the actual grocery store. Like here in Alaska, you can't buy liquor in the actual grocery store, but if you go to the soda and sort of mixer section of your Safeway or Cars or Fred Meyer or wherever you're buying your groceries, you can buy spirit-free triple sec. And that's really important because you don't want to make a mistake and accidentally throw some alcohol into your drink if you're living a sober lifestyle. So spirit-free triple sec. And then I like to use agave in this cocktail. The agave is a lot more of a subtle sweetness versus the simple syrup that some people might use. So just an ounce of some regular old agave syrup. Now here comes the best part. cayenne, right? So cayenne is what's gonna give your drink that kick. So I am a little bit of a weenie and I can't handle too much spice. So I just put in a little bit of this cayenne pepper, but you can put in a ton of it. It doesn't really matter. So what I want you to do is kind of let that, set that aside, let it kind of simmer and stew in the cayenne for a second, and then take a 12-ounce glass. I like to use this fancy sort of, I don't know, tropical drink sort of glass. Take a lime wedge and rim that glass, and then take a little bit of the tahini powder. And what tahini is, it's kind of a spicy lemon lime kind of powder. And down in Mexico and in Latin and Latinx cultures, they like to put this stuff on fruit and things like that. So it's pretty easy to find. So you just take that glass. I've already pre-rimmed mine, but to go ahead and rim your glass with the tahini, set that aside. Next, we're gonna want to put the top on the shaker. Give that a good wallop. So you got your drink mixed up. Now, this is a point of contention for some people. Some people like to strain their cocktail over fresh ice. Some people like to strain it over no ice. What I like to do is to simply pour it in there with the ice. So what you've got there is a really nice, fun, tropical looking cocktail. And you can garnish that with a couple limes. Gives it that nice tropical feel. And if you like a straw, you can put a straw in it. Some people just like to sip off the rim. I like to put a straw in mine and sort of give that a little taste. I put a little too much cayenne pepper in mine, but that's okay. That is okay. It's still very, very delicious. So that is the Spicy Pineapple No-Garita. It is the perfect drink for dreaming about tropical climes while we're stuck here in Alaska under this freshly fallen snow.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how much cayenne I put in here, but I like spice a lot, so I'm probably gonna enjoy this. Guys, let's sip. Let's take a sip. Oh, that spice runs down. I like that.
Ooh, yeah. Oh boy. My now my 52-year-old palate thinks I enjoy spicy stuff more than I can handle it anymore. Like my 16-year-old palate. Good.
Oh, this is super good. Tiffany, your presentation makes me very jealous. What kind of mug do you have? What is that?
This is it's a mason jar cup. My mom's cup.
That's beautiful.
But
That
it's so
is
pretty.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That looks great. I'm gonna have to get me one of those. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's the cup that makes the drink look better, you know? So
Yep.
I love it. Wow, that's really good. So let's talk about mindful drinking. Emily, I have a question directed to you specifically. Being a bartender who is living a sober lifestyle, which is so freaking dope. How have the holidays changed for you, right? And what advice would you have for others who are struggling with alcohol misuse, especially around this time?
Right. So during the holidays, my biggest thing, and there's a lot of sort of facets and angles to look at it from. So I'm just going to tackle one of them. And it's the one that I had the biggest problem with moving into my first holiday season in my first year of sobriety. During the holiday season, there's a lot of drunk uncles. And what I mean by drunk uncles is there are a lot of people who you don't really see them very often. Maybe they're a part of your social circle, maybe they're a part of your family, but they're going to push you to drink, right? And whether it's somebody who is a guest at the bar, or it's somebody at a family function or a big group function, my go-to, and I talked a little bit with you and Mary about this last week, the thing that I like to say to people is, I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not drinking tonight. And what I'm not drinking tonight does is it sort of diffuses any questions as to why you're not drinking. You're not saying I don't drink, or I'm a sober person, or or I'm, you know, I'm an alcoholic in recovery, or I'm an addict in recovery. You don't have to talk about any of those things. Just, I'm not drinking tonight. And one, it's not a lie. So you're not being sort of untrue to yourself or to what your authentic life is. And you're not being less authentic to yourself. And so when it's not a lie, it's easier to talk about. So when somebody says, oh, well, why aren't you drinking tonight? You can just say, well, I feel like being sober tonight. I don't feel like it. And again, you're not being inauthentic, because for a lot of people, we're not out there looking for reasons or opportunities to like proselytize to people about our sobriety, right? We just kind of want to be left alone about it. So the biggest thing is, the biggest thing for me, or the biggest piece of advice, or the biggest sort of mantra, or the thing to remember during the holiday season is, I'm not drinking tonight. It's 4 words, and they really don't invite in a lot of like extra questions and explanations as to why you're not drinking. So just keep that in mind. Why you're sober, or what your reasoning is behind your sober lifestyle, really isn't anybody's business but your own. So if you're not comfortable jumping into a conversation like that with drunk uncle, or curious friend or cousin you haven't seen, or for me, curious customer who's fascinated by my lifestyle, I'm not drinking tonight has probably served me more than any other thing that I've ever said.
I think that's pretty awesome personally. I do think that sometimes, yeah, we do have to take that assertive step and protect ourselves from, other people who want to kind of push us to that, and yeah, it really isn't anyone else's business, right? It's your own business to take care of your own self. So I definitely appreciate that answer. Lance, Tiffany, do you guys have anything to add to that? I think that's pretty sweet. So what do you guys think?
That is just an absolutely beautiful response to somebody who is wanting you to drink with them to be social. I think how you set it up, Emily, is just in a great way to respond to that, and conversation just stops right there, right? And I think, I'll take Nome for example as someplace, it's very small. So everything is in a very small square mile footage here. And so that means that your supports are in that very small area, as well as your temptations, right? So at the holiday times, there are a lot of special activities that are happening throughout the community, and those temptations can sometimes overwhelm those supports. And, for me, I just encourage folks to look for those alternative activities that are out there. There are a lot out there. I'm really proud of Nome having a lot of alternative activities that don't involve alcohol of any kind. And find those supports for you, that if you are in with your family, which I hope you are at the holidays, and you feel that pressure, think about that support that you have out there that you can reach out to, that you can call, whether that is a friend, whether that is a different family member, whether that is a support line. And there are a lot out there. And if you don't have numbers for them, you can always go online and look up different numbers for that. So it's I think the temptations are really tough, but boy, we're taking it back. The supports are going to overwhelm these temptations at some point, and I've seen it happen for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah, Tiffany, what do you think?
I don't have too much to add. I think that everything that everyone said makes a lot of sense. I'm very pregnant, and I'm due January 18th. So I don't really have to say anything, but I noticed that, when I was younger, in my family, we would have big parties, big holiday parties, and mindfulness was not a thing when I was a kid. So it was just a party. But now that I'm older, there aren't a lot of people in my family who drink, very few. And the people in my family that drink are a little bit disconnected. They're a lot of bit disconnected. We don't really see them, at all when they're drinking. So there isn't a whole lot of alcohol around during the holidays anymore. But I'll share a quick story. I had my daughter. I didn't give birth to her. I share her with her birth mom, and her dad and I are in a relationship, and I was drinking pomegranate juice yesterday, and she said, "Is that an adult drink?" And I said, "Well, yeah, and it's a little bit sour. I don't, you could taste it. Do you want to taste it?" And she's looking at me like really serious. And I was like, "Do you mean like an adult drink, like with alcohol?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "No." I told her, "I actually don't drink. I'm not a person who can drink. And so I don't ever drink. But even if I was a person who drank, I'm pregnant right now and I can't drink." And I told her, "Yeah, I don't drink alcohol because I'm not good at drinking alcohol, or I'm too good at drinking alcohol, depending on how you look at it." And she was really interested in that. So we had this conversation, and she really relaxed. It was almost like knowing that she wouldn't have to be around that really put her at ease. And so like thinking about mindfulness and, kids, the kids that you're around, and or even like older adults, uh and holidays are a lot. And I think for some people a good reminder is it's not always about what you want. And when I was drinking a lot of alcohol, it was really about what I wanted all the time. So I would just throw that out there that, maybe during the holidays, um, think about other people, and do they want to be around you, in that way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to add to
Oh,
that,
yeah.
what I like to say, I have an 8-year-old, and what I like to sort of remind my family and my partner about, not that my partner has a drinking problem, but just something that I always like to keep in mind whenever we're going to a social situation, is that I'm always aware of little eyes, because little eyes take in big things, and sometimes little eyes take in things that they shouldn't have to take in. So one thing that I'm always mindful of, when I'm in large group situations, even with my family, is that I'm always aware of the things that are being observed by the little eyes in the room.
Emily, I think that's a really important point there, because not only do some of our minors here are in those social settings because of hanging with family, or because there isn't childcare, but they're also being bombarded outside of that by other influences as well. And so the more we can do to monitor our behavior, as you're suggesting, really the better. It's one less influence during that time.
Yeah, you have to kind of be mindful. I have I'm a single parent, and I have a 6-year-old who not only hears and sees everything, but remembers everything. It is frightening. She's so annoying sometimes. And it's a really good incentive for someone like me to just be very, 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 very careful. I barely drink. I can't even recall the last time I had alcohol in the house, but it's because I made a point not to, right? Not because I wanted to be scared of it, but because I want to just implement, you know, uh, you know, uh, sobriety is a beautiful thing. We see it so often as a taboo thing, and I think that's part of the reason why people struggle with it a whole lot. And I want to make sure that we are able to continue to talk about things like this, so that we are mindful not just of what we need, but what other people need. We're talking about youth, we're talking about our kids, we're talking about our family, especially the people that observe and see us the most. The best thing we can do about it is be honest, right? So me and my daughter have had conversations about alcohol. I don't have that many family members that drink, at least not heavily. And that's a huge blessing, but it is something beautiful to talk about. I love talking to her about why we don't keep it in the house very often, and what to do when she does see it. So I hope that this helps create a platform where we can feel prepared, to have these discussions around, our friends and our closest family. Um, and speaking of, my gosh, Lance, you're up, buddy. What do you think? 1 out of 5?
if I had done it right, it would definitely be a 5. I'm giving it a 3.5 because I overspice this bad boy. I'm going to pay for this later.
Fair enough. Tiffany, what do you think?
I love it. I like I'll probably have heartburn in 5 minutes, but from the cayenne pepper, because it's just I'm so pregnant, but it's so good. The pineapple juice is so good.
I know.
The citrus is like, yeah, I love it. I would 5. And I did pretty good. I did a good job. Like, who knew I'm a good drink maker? It turned out really good.
We're celebrating. Miss Emily, what do you think?
I overspiced mine, but like I can't stop like you guys are all like doing the panel and being all professional and stuff, and I'm just like I can't stop like licking the and like I'm over here just like making a complete buffoon of myself, and I don't even care. I love this drink. I think it is delicious. It's one of the reasons why it was the first sort of spirit-free cocktail that came to mind, because it's so delicious. It's so good. You could give this to your friends at a party who, are able to drink responsibly or aren't, and they don't care, which is not my problem. But I love this drink, and I feel like in any social setting, whether there's not alcohol in it or not, it would be wildly appropriate. So 6 out of 5.
Wow, 6 out of 5. You must have did it very well.
I have told you, as I said in our previous episode, I am a very good bartender.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the best, I think.
Yes, you are.
I drink my drinks almost.
Yeah. Excellent. 6 out of 5. I'm down with that. I'd give this one a solid 4. I underspiced it and added more pineapple juice because I'm that guy. And it's delicious. It's delicious and nutritious and stupendous. So I'm very excited to drink the rest of this after this. Everybody, thank you for joining me, and thank you everyone who's been watching Recover Alaska's First Taste. If you like what you saw, like this video, love this video, share this video with all your family and friends. Visit Emily over at Williwaw downtown to try more zero-proof cocktails such as this. Join us next month for another episode. We're going to be talking about current events and rate another zero-proof drink. We will see you next time. Bye.